Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Paysin and I'm from University Tunku Abdul Rahman, in short, Utah. Where we are today is at Utah Agriculture Park in Kampa, Perak. And our today's topic will be agricultural biodiversity, and it's just going to be an introduction lecture, and I hope you will enjoy it, and let's get it started. Agricultural biodiversity is also known as agrobiodiversity. It actually refers to the variety and variability of animals, plants, and microorganisms and other living organisms on Earth that are important and support the food and agricultural system. So agricultural biodiversity, it also takes into the account of genetic, species, management system, landscape approach, and the different ways on how land and water resources are used for agricultural production. And one important component, it also includes the cultural diversity that influence the human interactions at all levels. So it is the outcome of the interactions among genetic resources, the environment, management systems, and practices used by farmers over millennia. There are 4 components of agricultural biodiversity that are being agreed and drafted by the Biodiversity International. The first component is genetic resources for food and agriculture. The second component is biodiversity that support ecosystem services. The third component is abiotic factors, and the fourth component is social, economic, and cultural dimension. So let us start with the first component, genetic resources for food and agriculture. We have plant genetic resources, animal genetic resources, and microbial and fungal genetic resources. So plant genetic resources, we are including crops, wild plant harvested and managed for food, trees, and on farm. Animal genetic resources, including domesticated animals, wild animals hunted for food, wild and farm fish and other aquatic organisms. While for microbial organisms are for both harmful and beneficial effects. The second component of agricultural biodiversity is the component of biodiversity that support ecosystem services upon which agriculture is based. Ecosystem services are the direct and indirect contributions of ecosystems to human well-being. And this includes a diverse range of organisms that contribute at various scales, for example, nutrient cycling, pest and disease regulation, pollination, pollution, and sediment regulation, as well as hydrological cycle, erosion control, climate regulation, and carbon sequestration. The third component would be abiotic factors. So abiotic factors refer to non-living physical and chemical components of an environment, such as local climatic and chemical factors and the physical structure and functioning of ecosystems, and they would have determining effects on agricultural biodiversity. So the fourth component is on social, economic, and cultural dimensions, and this is involved the human element. It is largely shaped and maintained by human activities and management practices. These include, for example, traditional and local knowledge of agricultural biodiversity, the cultural factors, as well as the tourism associated with cultural landscape. This is an example of management system whereby mixed cropping is practiced. You can see there's banana, papaya, and pineapple on this piece of land, and there's guava trees on the fringe of the farm. This is oil palm anti-foot branch, what you are looking here, and is an example of management practices whereby they will be used as mulching to cover the weeds that are surrounding the crops. Agricultural biodiversity is essential for sustainable food production system. To make it work, we have to mainstream agricultural biodiversity into other sectors, which means we have to take the relevant components from agricultural biodiversity and integrate into other sectors. And agricultural biodiversity is beyond the agricultural sector. And that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.